Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well. If you haven't yet subscribed, please make sure that you click that subscribe button. Got lots more videos coming out very soon. But in today's video, as I hinted out earlier on in the week, I'm going to be doing a 1/18 scale model car collection update. Now it's been over a year since I did a video featuring my 1/18 scale model car collection. If you have been subscribed to the channel for a long time, I'm sure this cabinet is looking quite familiar, but if you are a new subscriber, you're probably not aware that I've got a 1/18 scale model car collection. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to do a quick update video. Now I am going to be splitting this video up in two. So today I'm going to be doing just the diecast collection, which is all in the cabinet. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be dropping the resin models. So I've got about 16 models from MR and BBR models, which I'll be dropping on Sunday, doing an update on all of those models. But let's kick off with the diecast models. Now, I've got 23 diecast models from Autoart, and then I've got a few other brands down there which I'll get onto. But first of all, nothing's really changed in regards to the 1/43 scale. Again, we've got some Autoart, some Mini Champs, and some Spark up there as well. I will be doing another 1/43 scale update. I know a few of you guys collect this scale, so I think it'll be a good chance to get them all out and do a quick video on all of that. But primarily my main focus is the 1/18 models. So as I say, I've got most of them from Autoart, and then we've got some BBR, we've got the new Autoart 918, we've got the Kyosho Countach, and then we've got the LCD Zonda down there as well. But let's kick off with the top shelf with the Bugatti lineup. Now we've got 8 Bugattis from Autoart in the collection, starting off with the Bugatti EB110. Now I got this relatively not that long ago, maybe a couple of years ago now, from eBay. I think I paid around £130 for this model. Now Autoart released the Super Sport as well, but this one is the EB110 GT version. And I think it's probably in the best colour, the Bugatti blue. They did release them in other colours as well. But again, really good model to get if you are a Bugatti collector. And again, relatively not that expensive compared to some of the other models from Autoart. So if you can probably find them for around 130, 140 in a good condition, I think they're a pretty good buy to get. Next, we've got two quite similar cars, but they have subtle differences between them. We've got the Veyron 16.4, and then we've got the Bugatti Veyron production car, both from Autoart Signature. Now, the Veyron 16.4, the one in the red and black, is probably one of my oldest Autoart models. I think I've had this for nearly 15 years. I think I bought this direct from Autoart for probably around £65. It was a very long time ago, and prices today for this model has probably doubled. I'd probably say around 130, 140 for this type of model now on eBay. There's always quite a few different Bugattis up for sale, but a really good model overall, and I still think they're a pretty good buy. Relatively affordable now, and Autoart do a really good job with the Bugatti models, especially the Signature series. And then we've got the production car. Now I wanted to get a unique spec for the production car, and I really like this light blue and white spec. They've made loads of colours for this. They made blue, yellows, but really happy to find one in this blue and white. This one I bought from eBay. I think I paid about 160, 70 pounds for it. But again, really cool car, quite rare, especially in this spec, and one that I did really want to add to the Bugatti collection. And then next we've got a couple of special editions. So these two are the special versions of the Veyron. So we've got the Pur Sang, the black carbon and chrome, and then we've got the Sang Noir. So it's matte black with glossy carbon with the orange interior. And these are special versions of the Bugatti Veyron. Both really good cars from Autoart, would highly recommend. They tend to go for slightly more money than the regular Veyrons. So I probably put these at around 200, 220, 30 pounds on eBay at the moment. I think I paid not too far off of that, maybe about 170 for both of these a long time ago, well over 10 years ago now. But you can still find them and they are still available on eBay if you are looking. Would highly recommend because they are quite rare. And then on the other shelf, we're coming into the McLaren lineup. Now, these are probably considered to be Auto Art's best models. I was really unfortunate and missed out the opportunity to buy these two models direct from Auto Art. So I had to pay quite hefty premiums to get them. They are quite rare. There's probably only about 1 or 2 McLaren F1s listed on eBay in the UK. And they're probably well over £700–800, I'm guessing. I paid £400 for the McLaren F1 about 2 years ago now, I think, something like that. It's in mint condition and probably really good price at the time to get it. So I am quite glad that I did buy it because they are really rare now, and probably one of Auto Art's most iconic model. Let me know in the comments what you think their most iconic model is. Is it the McLarens or is it the Zondas? Let me know. And then we've got the McLaren F1 LM. Now, again, I missed out the chance to buy this from Auto Art. I think I paid around £500 for the F1 LM on the same year as I bought the F1. Again, really rare now. I don't think there's any listed in the UK on eBay for sale. Again, really rare. So if you are looking to get one, I would just jump at the opportunity to buy one because they do not come up very often. I think if you can probably find them for around £500 to £700, I think that's a fair price. Anything above £700–800 is just really expensive at the moment. I think that's too much money. And then I've also got the certificate signed by Tavares, who I met last year at a car show. So a nice little touch. And then we've got to the McLaren 12C. So again, another really affordable model at the moment. I think from Auto Art, you can probably get these for well under £200 at the moment. I think I paid £180 for this last year. In the best colour, I think if you're going to get a 12C, you have to go in the iconic McLaren orange. Really good car. The details on this are amazing, and they are relatively affordable compared to, you know, some of the other models from Auto Art. So if I think this is a great shout if you're new to collecting or if you're looking for a 12C, would definitely recommend. And then I've also got that shined by Shmi, who I met at the same car show as Tavares. It was one of his first cars that he featured on his YouTube channel. So I think that'd be like a cool touch. But yeah, really recommend 12C. And then we've got the Koenigsegg. So we've got 2 matching spec Koenigseggs. So we've got the CCX and then we've got the Agera. So, funnily enough, at the same time I was buying the Agera, I had the opportunity to buy the red one. But then I went for the silver one to get matching specs. The red ones tend to go for slightly more, just because I think it's a bit more of a rarer colour. But really happy to get 2 matching spec Koenigseggs. I think they're great. The CCX, not too rare. You can probably find them on eBay. I mean, I bought this an awful long time ago, probably well over 15 years ago. I think I paid about £130 for it. These tend to trade for around 300-ish. The orange one does go for slightly more, maybe about £400–500 for the orange one. And then the Agera, they are rarer, so they do hover around the £500 mark, probably slightly more now. But yeah, really good cars from Auto Art. Definitely recommend getting either one of them. I think the CCX would be probably your best bet. They're cheaper. You can probably find them in more colours on eBay, and they're a great model. They're very highly detailed. So definitely keep an eye out on Koenigseggs moving forward. And then next we've got the Pagani lineup. So kicking things off with the Pagani Huayra. Now these are very rare on eBay. I bought this for £180, probably over 10 years ago now. This one is in the metallic white. Auto Art did release them in several colours. I think they did a red one, a bronze one, and a black one, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comments. But this model is really highly detailed. Everything opens up, as do in all of the models. But yeah, would really recommend, if you could find one, I would probably get one at around the £300-400 mark. I think that's a good price for them. They don't come up very often and they are extremely rare. Get one in good condition, and I think that's a good buy. And then next we've got probably the most iconic models that Auto Art have ever made, the Pagani Zondas. So starting off with the Pagani Zonda R. This one is in the black carbon fiber version. They did release one in white, which tends to be slightly rarer. But these, I mean, I've seen prices for the Pagani Zonda R at around £1,000 at one point. I think they've softened a bit over the last year or so. People aren't paying that kind of money for them anymore. But I probably peg this at around £700, £600, something like that. I bought this 5 years ago at £300, which I thought was a lot of money at the time, but they've done well. They've definitely gone up over the last kind of 4 or 5 years. They are quite rare and collectors are looking for them. They are probably considered to be the kind of flagship models alongside the McLarens in the Auto Art lineup. But I wouldn't pay anything more than £700 for this model. I think, you know, collectors are just listing them to maybe rip people off. It's just so much money for a model car over £700. If you could find one for around the £500 mark, I think that'd be a really good buy if you missed the opportunity to buy them new. But would definitely recommend it because it is a great model to have in your collection. And then next we've got the Revolution. So I missed out the opportunity to buy the Pagani Zonda R direct from Auto Art, and I wasn't going to make the same mistake twice. So I bought the blue and black version direct from Auto Art literally the moment they released it. I was really lucky to get it, and I paid £199 for the blue and black Pagani Zonda Revolution. And these are probably the rarest ones that I've ever seen. Probably the rarest one in my diecast collection. I've probably seen 1 or 2 listed for sale on eBay over the last kind of like 5-6 years, to be honest. You don't see them come up very often, and when you do, it's basically around the £1,000 mark, or maybe just under. But this one is probably one of my favorite models in my entire collection. It is literally just perfect for me. And then I followed it up with the white version of the same car, the white Revolution. And I think I paid about £650 for this model, which is my most expensive model that I've ever bought. It was a lot of money at the time, but again, you just don't see any of these models come up for sale. So I thought, you know, the opportunity was there, and I was lucky enough just to be able to buy at the time. And I'm very happy that I did kind of complete the Pagani Zonda lineup in my collection. But there is one model that has eluded me for a long time, which is the Nürburgring edition of this, the one that was limited to 1,000 pieces worldwide. I hope to get that in the collection within the last year. I know a couple of guys who've got one. Whether they'll be willing to part exchange it or sell it, you never know. But that is one that I've definitely got my eyes on moving forward, and would be great to have one shelf full of Paganis. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Next, we've got the Gumpert Apollo S. Now, similar to the 12C, you can find these for well under £200 on eBay. They did make them in a number of different colours, a black and orange version. I think the orange version tends to go for slightly more money, I think it's just a rarer colour. But this model is really highly detailed, great value for money, would definitely recommend it. I absolutely love this model. It was a bit of a spontaneous buy. It doesn't really fit in with the rest of the cars. But yeah, really glad that I did actually get it. I'm very surprised with the quality and the detail of this model. Now, if you want to see any of these models in more detail, I have done in-depth reviews on all of them. So please go and check out that playlist. They are very highly detailed when you manage to open up all of the different compartments. But I paid around probably about £160 for the Gumpert, and you can probably find them for around 200, 220. So, you know, their value hasn't dropped over the last kind of 3-4 years. Very similar to the 12C as well. You can probably still find them for roughly the same amount of money. But yeah, would definitely recommend getting the Gumpert. Next, we are moving on to the kind of a bit of a mix shelf here, starting off with the Lamborghinis. Now, this is definitely a section of the collection that I want to add. First, we've got the Lamborghini Aventador. So this one is the LP 700-4. So I think this is the first one. Great spec, great color, and a really good model, very highly detailed. I'm not quite sure about prices where these are at the moment. They're probably around 200, 250 pounds, I am guessing. If I'm wrong, do let me know in the comments. But I think I paid about 165 for this a long time ago, probably about 7 years ago now. Really happy with this model. It is a great model. Would definitely recommend it if you are a Lambo fan. And then I followed it up with the Sesto Elemento. Now, these have surprised me over the last couple of years. I paid 175 for the Sesto, and I think prices are hovering around 200 at the moment. So again, like the Gumper, like the 12C, they haven't plummeted in value. You can still find them. They still trade quite frequently at around the 200, 225 pound range. And it's a really great model to get, very, very highly detailed. And I've got both of them signed by Ed from VinWiki, who I met at the car show with Shmi and Tavares. You know, he's a big Lambo guy. He's got like 4 or 5 different Lamborghinis in his collection. So I thought that would be quite a cool touch on the certificates. I am looking to get the Aventador Roadster and the Aventador J. So the Aventador J is probably quite easy to get. I've seen quite a few on eBay, but the Roadster is very, very rare, and one in kind of a really good spec with the certificate and all the accessories is quite rare. So those are 2 models that I've got my eye out on at the moment. And then next we've got another really I feel quite undervalued, underappreciated car. This one is the Honda NSX Type R, finished in the Formula Red. Now this is such a highly detailed model, and I feel because it's a Honda, people have neglected it over the last few years, but the values of these have gone through the roof. So I paid 165 pounds for this model a long time ago. I actually bought the Honda NSX Type R and the LFA Nürburgring at the same time at the Auto Art shop, and values of the NSX now probably around 500, 550 pounds, and you don't see them come up for sale. You only see the new versions, but you don't see the old diecast versions, and they are a great model to get. And I am looking to follow it up with the Honda NSX in the same spec. So I have the Type R and the regular NSX in the collection. So that's another one that I am keeping an eye out on. But if you can find one of these, I would get them because they do not come up very, very often on eBay. And then I got the LFA Nürburgring edition. So this one is in the matte black. So it's got the big wing, it's got the winglets on the side. And it is quite a cool model, really highly detailed, and I am looking to get the regular LFA as well. Again, values of these I'm not quite sure at the moment. I know the yellow one's done particularly well, but the black one's probably following slightly less, maybe about 400 pounds I would say, 300 pounds, 400 pounds for the LFA Nürburgring edition. But again, if you can find them, I would probably get them because they do not come up very, very often. And then we've got the Maserati MC12. Now, this is definitely one of my favourite cars, along with the Zonda Revolution, the blue and black version. Trying to find this one was a nightmare. I bought this a long time ago and it was still quite rare. And I think I paid around 180 pounds for this. It is one of the best models that I've got in the collection. And I am trying to follow up with the FIA GT version of the Maserati MC12. I think that'd be a really cool addition to have both of them next to each other, the regular version and then the GT1 version. But really cool car. It is absolutely massive. It is hanging off the shelf. It's just an enormous model, but really nice one to get. And Auto Art did release the blue carbon fiber version as well. But I think the white one with the light blue touches is the MC12's best spec, or the more iconic spec. But yeah, really glad to finally grab that car and add it into the collection. Next, we've got a couple of non-Auto Art models. Well, we've got the Auto Art composite model, one of their new models, the Porsche 918 Spider. I paid £200 for this model, which was a lot of money, I thought at the time, but I was quite curious to see what the quality was like with the new line of Auto Art models. It's not bad. It's definitely nowhere near the old Signature Series quality for me personally. I haven't added any more models like the Huayra BC or the Koenigseggs. I feel like I am focusing more on the older Signature Series model cars, but values of these haven't done awful. I think you can probably still find them for roughly the same amount of money that I paid for this. So would definitely recommend it. It's a good model. It's quite detailed, and for a 918 fan, I think you can't really go wrong with it. And then we've got a BBR version. So BBR a long time ago made fully open-end die-cast model cars before they started to focus on resin models, and now they've kind of gone back to open-end model cars. So this one is the BBR die-cast Ferrari Enzo. So this is a fully open-end die-cast model car. It is really, really rare at the moment. You can probably still find maybe a couple on eBay. I think they kind of hover around the £400–500 mark. I think I paid around £300 for this model car, something like that. I've had it for, gosh, maybe like 4 or 5 years now, I think. I've had it for a while, but this car is probably the most detailed model car that I've got in my collection. The review on this has done very, very well. Well over 10,000 views. I think people do really like the old school BBR models. The detail is amazing. I would definitely recommend you guys check out the review. I'll leave a link in the description, because once you start to open up the engine bay, the doors, the boot, it is really, really good. So yeah, go and check that out now. Link will be in the description. And then we've got a few more Bugattis. So we've got the limited edition chrome and light blue one. Now Auto Art did release them in 4 different colors. So you've got the light blue, the red, you've got a cream color, and maybe a yellow one, I think, off the top of my head. I think this spec works the best. I love the light blue with the chrome. Quite rare as well, but I think I paid around £180 for this model car, and I think they're probably still roughly about the same price, maybe £200 at the moment. Really great model car. And then I've got 2 Super Sport versions. So we've got the Marvin X edition, I think. So this one is a full carbon fiber body Veyron, with all of the light blue touches. So you've got the light blue interior, and then you've got the light blue exterior touches around the air intakes at the top. Really cool car. Again, I paid £200 for this, and I think they're probably still roughly the same at the moment. They haven't dropped massively in value. And then we've got the Super Sport World Record Edition. This one isn't the one that's limited to 1,000 pieces worldwide. That is definitely one that I will really, really want to get. This one is just the regular version, but still quite a cool car, and one that I do love in the Bugatti lineup. And then we've got a few more 143 scale models down here. We've got the Kyosho Lamborghini Countach. Again, really great model. If you're looking for a Countach, please look at Kyosho. Their models are great value for money, and really, really good detail. I absolutely love the pop-up headlights as well. And then we've got definitely one that has surprised me. We've got the LCD Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta. So this one is one that I bought last year for around £300. I think they're probably around the same at the moment, maybe slightly less, something like that. But really great model car. I mean, if you don't want to spend hundreds of pounds on a Auto Art Zonda, these are probably your next best bet. They are very highly detailed. They're great. Everything opens up, and you don't have to pay kind of £500–600 for an Auto Art version. They are a great alternative, and the detail is really, really good. Again, I've done a full review on this LCD model, so please go and check it out. I'll leave a link in the description for that. But that is pretty much my entire 118 scale model car collection. Now, there are a few models that I've got in the boxes, which I'll probably bring out on Sunday. But please, if you have any questions or any suggestions, do let me know. Hope you guys have enjoyed this run through of the 118 scale model car collection. It's nice to feature it on the channel occasionally, but please stay tuned for Sunday, because I will be dropping the resin equivalent to this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys very, very soon for lots more videos to come. Cheers. Bye.